Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Bitrix24 Live. My name is Andy, and I'm the support manager here at Gold Partners Interface. We're located in the US, in the UK, and in the UAE, and we offer a whole range of different services from pre-sale support. So if you're looking at purchasing Bitrix for your business, then we can arrange a demonstration online to ensure that Bitrix is a good fit for your organization. We also offer licensing. We offer implementation and installation services. So especially if you're looking at the on-premise, you may need some assistance with the installation of Bitrix on your own server, or you may need implementation support. So if you're looking at implementing Bitrix, if you have it already into different areas of your organization, then we can certainly help with that. And then finally, we also offer premium support services. So we offer telephone, ticketing, live chat support for Bitrix24. So that's who we are. These sessions take place every Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and the idea behind them is that you can ask any questions related to Bitrix that you may have. It doesn't matter what version of Bitrix you have, whether it's the on-premise version, whether it's the free cloud, whether it's a professional standard CRM Plus or Project Plus. No matter what license, I have both systems open, ready to show you some of those answers to your questions. We do take questions during the week, just so we can start off each session with those questions, but do please put them in the box provided on YouTube if you do have any, and I'm more than happy to answer them as we go along. So we have had some questions, as I mentioned, that have previously come through. One of them was with regards to renting numbers from Bitrix for telephony. They just wanted to know the costs involved. We've covered it a couple of times on these sessions before, so I can jump into Bitrix and just show you. So if we come into here and click into our telephony menu item. So this is a Bitrix24 cloud that you can see on the screen at the moment. So you can see here we have a couple of different options on how to set up your Bitrix telephony. And it's especially important, and we do get this question quite a lot, especially recently with everybody working remotely, is how can we set up and get a number on Bitrix. So you can answer telephone calls on the move, wherever you log into Bitrix. So if you're on the mobile app, if you're on the desktop app, or you're logged in via the browser like I am here, you can pick up telephone calls that are incoming to the number that you have inside Bitrix. The easiest way and the most simple way, and what the question was with regarding, is what's the cost to rent a number from Bitrix. Now, all you need to do is go into rent a number, and the costs do differ based on where you are located. So Bitrix offer a whole range of different numbers from different countries. So you can see here, this is the list of countries that Bitrix offer telephone numbers for. So if I wanted to choose the USA, then I have a choice between local and toll-free. And then I have a choice of states in here. So if I were to click on California, for example. And then once I click on the state here, then we can choose a area within that state. So you can see there are quite a lot of different Los Angeles numbers in here. But that's how easy it is. So if I wanted to click on that particular region, then you can see the cost is only $4 per month. So if I wanted to rent that number now, I would just click on rent, and it would be automatically assigned a number. You cannot choose your own number in Bitrix. So that's another one of the questions that came through just about, from the same individual just said, can I choose my number? You can't. Bitrix automatically assigns a number. Once it's assigned, so if I was to click on rent here, then it would just appear in your My Numbers section here. And then from that point, you can then go on and configure those numbers, configure those settings, and you can configure call groups and things like that on who to direct that particular number to within the organization, because you can rent as many numbers as you want in Bitrix. You can have a region in the US, you can have a region in South Africa. You can have a number from any location. However, there are some restrictions on some of the locations. For example, if you were to choose Germany, so let's just go back into rent a number here, and I was to click in Germany here, then you can see, once I do that, you can see that we're presented with a verification process. So you do need to verify in some locations that you are a business within that location, because obviously some do have restrictions. Before you rent the number, just make sure that you've got enough money in your balance. So you can see in here we've got $4. If we wanted to top up, we just click on top up and it will take us to Bitrix, and you'll be able to purchase a coupon. I think they do it in $10, $50, $100 packages. And then you can set auto renew. So when the balance gets low, you can auto renew that balance to ensure that any costs that you're incurring making those calls can get taken from that balance. And it's a monthly rental, so that will also come. If you want to know the call rates, just click on the little down arrow, click on prices, and you can find the call rates for making local calls, international calls. So there is a cost per call for making them. There's no cost for receiving them. So it's just the cost of renting that particular number. And there are other options to connect numbers into Bitrix, from PBX through to many pre-built applications. But you can explore this area, it's quite easy to navigate. One of the other questions that we got through during the week was with regards to putting a unsubscribe on their CRM marketing template. So it's quite easy to do so. So if we click into the CRM marketing, for those of you that are fairly new to Bitrix, it offers a marketing suite of tools. So you can send an email campaign, SMS campaign, messenger, and use the telephony to do voice broadcasting and audio calls for your marketing too. The question was, how can we add an unsubscribe link onto your template? So I would always recommend, if you are wanting to use the CRM marketing, create your templates first. You can do so by going into My Templates, and then you can click on Create Template in the top right hand corner. Bitrix give you some pre-built templates, but I would always recommend trying to tailor them first towards your branding and towards your style of marketing. So if I click on template here, you do have some pre-built ones. Definitely select one of these and then tweak it, rework it to however you want your CRM marketing email to look. So if I come out of here and just show you one for Halloween that we have as an example in here, then you can see that we have an image, we have the logo, we have a bit of text, and we have an additional block here and a button. So if you want to tweak these and style these, just simply drag and drop. So the one that we've got up at the top here for Halloween image is just an image. Click on it, and then you can upload your image file here. So it's pretty easy and pretty quick to build up your templates. The question was with regards to the unsubscribe. To get the unsubscribe, you just need to add the footer. So once you add the footer, it will already have an unsubscribe link in there. So you can't create a email template without that footer, because obviously you need to give the option for your recipients of this email the ability to unsubscribe from your campaign. So if you can leave it like that if you wanted to, click into it, but what we would always recommend doing is just put a little bit of text before it. You can give them, like we have done here, you'll receive this message because you have previously registered with us as a customer. Please click here if you no longer want to. So all you need to do for the unsubscribe link is just use this. So you can see that is the link that is being populated for the unsubscribe. You can put that anywhere on here, so we can put it at start and wherever you wish. You can label it whatever you wish, so anything between these tags will be the clickable link. So if I just switch out of the HTML mode, you can see here that that is the clickable link. So that's what you need. That's definitely the minimum requirements of what you need to be able to send an email template out of Bitrix. And then you can also, whilst we're in here, if you click into these, you can personalize it. So if you're sending it to a lead or a contact, you can personalize it by clicking on name, and it will then input the name from the segment that you create in Bitrix to send to. So if for those of you that have been using things like MailChimp or Constant Contact or anything like that, then it is a great alternative. There are some limitations in terms of the volume of emails you can send, in terms of your license. If you're on the on-premise, I do believe it's unlimited, and there may be some restrictions on the free account as well. But once you've created your template, then it's ready to use to send in an email campaign. So if I wanted to use that template that I've just created, we could go to campaigns, click on email campaign, and then we can see here, if we scroll down, we can see all the templates that you've created in here. So it is quite useful with regards to just it's a click of a button. Once you've created a template, you can just keep on using it over and over again. I click into here, we can rename it, we can choose the segment who we're sending it to, and then we can send a test email out here as well. So hopefully that helps. It's definitely a great tool to generate leads from. Just once you've sent your campaign out, you can see the reporting, where people have clicked, how many people have unsubscribed, if you've got any errors in your mailing list. So you can really refine your mailing list at a later date. So if you click into here, you can see the statistics of how many views, clicks, how many errors, people unsubscribed, and so on and so forth. So, and there's also a click map, so you can see where people have clicked. And then later, you can obviously refine your campaigns as much as possible to generate those leads. We would always recommend, well, I would certainly, from my experience with using Bitrix and seeing our clients use Bitrix, is try and tie in your marketing campaigns with linking them to maybe a landing page created with the Bitrix24 sites module. Because what that will allow you to do is you'll create your segment from your CRM, which is the fantastic way of how Bitrix integrates the CRM marketing module with the CRM. So you can create your mailing list quite easily. And if anybody wants me to show you that, please do just let me know and I can show you how to create your mailing lists. But once you've done that, you would then send out your email campaign to that particular segment. And then what you can do is try and direct your email template with a link in it to one of the sites that you create. So you can see here that Bitrix has a sites module in the left-hand menu. And what this module allows you to do, it allows you to quickly and easily create a landing page. And on that landing page, you can again, quite easily add a CRM form that you've created, or use a live chat widget that you've created inside Bitrix. And all of these elements tied together gives you all of the tools that you need to be generating those leads. So we've sent the email marketing campaign out. It's directing the person who you sent it to our free cake landing page. So if I just open up our free cake landing page here, what that's going to do, this is the Bitrix24 site, and it's got a CRM form on here that's created inside Bitrix. And this will allow us to gather in essential information. So once this is, so if I said this, my name was Andrew Smith, and then if we put Smith, Andrew at interface.com. What's your favourite flavour? Peach. Give me my cake. It's been completed. And now what that will then do is go back into the CRM. And you'll be able to see here, 9 seconds ago, complete CRM form, enter to win a cake. And then you can see it's collected the information in here. I'm not displaying the cake field, I don't think, so I could display that. Let's have a look if it's in here. No, I can't. I could find it if I look a little bit. It might be in one of the other sections, but you can see in here that it's collected the information, so it gives you a full picture. You generate the mailing list from your CRM. Second step, you send the campaign out using the CRM marketing. Third step, you direct the CRM marketing campaign to your Bitrix24 site. And then fourth step, you make a call to action on your site to generate a lead. So it's really useful, because what we can do then is further enhance that fantastic tool. Is we could then have some automation rules on all of our new leads that have been generated from using that CRM form. So I could, in here, if I just close these down, I could send an email back to the customer, have a condition, have the lead name is equal to, and then it would be, I think if, let me see if this will paste, no it won't. So let me just get that in here first, click save. Because once it's just a handy tip, if you are generating leads from CRM forms, then they are always going to come in like this, with the name of the form in between the speech marks. So if I now go back into automation rules and just modify what I did there. So lead name is equal to, and we'll change that to the actual lead name here. Then that means that once somebody submits that form, it will create a new lead, starting at the new lead stage here. It will check for the lead name, so it will know it's come from that form, enter to win a free cake, and then you could put your free cake is on its way. And then you can put hello, and then from that we can click on the dots to the right hand side, click on lead, and then we can put hello first name. And then we could even put the flavour if we wanted to, because they were submitted. So we could choose the flavour in here. Your free cake is enjoy. Ooh. But if you wanted to use an email template in here, you can't at the moment choose from the templates you create in the CRM marketing, but what you can do is you can switch to the HTML mode, so it's a source code mode here, and then you can put your own HTML template in there, still using the tags to personalize it. So that will then, therefore, if a new lead is created from that particular form, it will automatically send an email back to the client thanking them, telling them that their cake's on the way based on the form that was submitted. Because you might have, especially if you've got one of the standard clouds or professional, you can create as many sites as you want. So you can create multiple landing pages. On each one of those landing pages might be targeted at a different service or product that you offer. That would therefore mean that if you created 5 sites, you could have 5 different forms. Once each one of those forms comes in, you can use that condition to fire off a marketing email based on that form. So somebody that's looking for a Bitrix license would submit the Bitrix license form. Somebody looking for free cake would submit the free cake form. You obviously wouldn't want to send an email to the person who wants a Bitrix license saying that your free cake's on the way. That's why we have these conditions. It allows you to tailor the responses purposely for the call to action that they have provided. So hopefully that's quite useful to you. For the automation side of things, you do need to be on a commercial package. So the automation comes when, I do believe the minimum package, I think it might be the CRM Plus or I'd have to double check on the Bitrix24 website which the automation comes in. But that's how it just gives you a full circle then of interaction with the customer. Had a question about, does Office 365 connect to Bitrix? So Bitrix does have a document management tool in here. So if we go into our Bitrix24 drive and then click on the little gear icon, and then we have a settings for working with documents. So we can use Google for document management. So we can use, in the cloud, we have Office 365 and Google. That will then allow you, because you have to authenticate once you do so, but it will allow you to collaborate with one another on the document and save it back. Alternatively, if you chose local, you can download it and then you can edit it. If you have the desktop application open, so the Bitrix has a desktop application, and if you have locally selected, what Bitrix will do is it will download the document via the desktop application and then open up the word processor that you use on your local machine. So you click on the document, Word doc, via the desktop application, it will open up your Microsoft Word package. You can start typing, click save, and then it will sync back to Bitrix via the desktop application, and then you will be able to save automatically without having to do anything. So that's what locally means. You just use the desktop application for that. But the question was with regards to the Office 365. Just do it in the cloud, and then once you do so, you will be given the option. So I think I don't know if we've got any files in here. Let's have it take a look. Let me see if I can open up this text and edit it. So in here, so you can see once this loads up, we'll be able to edit it. I think we'll have the option on here. I don't think I have it connected up at the moment for Google or Office 365, but you would be able to edit it, and it would pop up with Google Docs or it would pop up with Office 365, so you can edit online. So hopefully you'd find that useful. Not only is that integration with working with documents, because I've answered your questions with regards to can I edit the documents in Bitrix. That's how you would be able to. Can I open the documents on the app? It goes via the app to open the documents. And one of the things you can do in Bitrix is you can also get access to your cloud storage if you, for example, are posting a message. You click on add a file and you can see here we can access your Office 365 repository for your documents, Google Drive or Dropbox, so you can get access to those. If I was to click on here, then it just asked me to log into my Google account, and then I would be able to see all of the documents in my Google account. So I can attach documents to posts, to tasks, to things like that using these specific tools. One thing you can do, you mentioned can I open docs on the app? One thing you can do in the on-premise version is actually choose how you want to preview the document. So if I go into the control panel, so for those of you that are new to the Bitrix on-premise version, it does have this control panel section in here that allows you to take a look at all the activity, how all the modules are set up inside Bitrix, and it gives you additional tools such as Active Directory, it gives you the help desk, e-learning, a whole range of modules that aren't available on the cloud version. But I just wanted to show you, just while we're talking about the documents, it just allows you to choose what you want to use to view documents. And again, we can use Bitrix24, so that will open up using the Bitrix24 app, Google Docs, Office 365 or Google Viewer. So if you want to preview PDFs, you can use the Google Viewer to do so. So if you do have it on premise, then sometimes you might face an issue where it doesn't give you a preview. Switch it in here and it will give you a fantastic way of previewing documents. On the cloud, you'll receive the preview on there automatically as well. It's just that you can just tailor it a little bit more. As you can with the on-prem, you can specify some additional settings in here that you can't on the cloud version. So hopefully that's helped with the documents questions that you came in. Just had a follow-up question come through about is there an extra cost if you record calls? So we spoke about telephony right at the start of this session, and we spoke about the cost involved in renting a number and in call rates. Then there is a cost involved in that, but there is not a cost if we go into our on-prem version. I do believe we've got a number automatically assigned on here. So I think we'll go into our telephony. And then on here, what we can do is if we configure our number, so we can see here we've got a London number in here, and click on configure, there is an option in here about call recording. So we have recording and rating, and there's no additional cost to record calls. So all you need to have is save recordings of all calls in here, and then that will allow you to record your calls for your telephony. How to archive data from deactivated workflow. I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that. So you have a workflow that you may have deactivated. So I'm guessing you've got a workflow, and then in your workflow you have workflows and activity stream. So in here you might have maybe one workflow that you no longer use. I mean, if you switch it off to show in activity stream, it will obviously no longer be available for people to use anymore. So for those of you that are unaware about workflows, Bitrix offers a fantastic tool in the activity stream to submit data via a form, and once you submit that data, it will then go to the person who you want it to, essentially. So for example, leave request. You fill out a leave request form. It then gets sent to your supervisor. Your supervisor approves it or declines it. And based on that outcome, it will add it to a calendar. That is one example of a workflow. You can deactivate them, like the question that just came through, by essentially just clicking on showing activity stream off. That will mean that they will no longer be able to access. In terms of how to archive data, we can't archive these workflows as such to remove them off this specific page. You would just need to access the data in here, and essentially it is archived. It may be that you might want to restrict some permissions. So instead of going to change workflow preferences and clicking on access, you might want to just switch it from group demo employees to access denied, and then you might just want your user, I'm logged in as John Smith on this particular one, and click on full access. Click on save. That would mean that nobody would be able to access it any longer. So I have a question. Hello, can a form feed a customized list? I'm not 100% sure where you are referring to with regards to a form, but what you possibly could do, I mean, if you used a CRM form, so for those of you again that are quite new to the CRM area, Bitrix does have a CRM forms module, so you can create a form in here, and then if you want it to customize to feed into a customized list, what you could do with the data that gets submitted from this form is use a little bit of the lead automation to create a new list item. I'll just show you what I mean by that. So if we look at this particular form here, so let's have a look at what this form looks like. So you can see first name, last name, email, phone. Now what we could do is go into leads. So once that form gets submitted, it will create a new lead. And if you've got the automation rules set in place, what you theoretically could do, if you're referring to the lists module that's in Bitrix, you could go to for employee and you could create a new list item. So you can see here all our lists. So we have quite a few lists in here. Event attendance, expenses, Facebook. So if I clicked on event attendance just as an example, and we clicked on, it's going to be created by John Smith. We click on here and we'll just put let's just put the first name of the lead. And I'll fill that form out and let's just see if it works. So if we say Graham Smith, obviously your list, would have all the fields that you're wanting to populate. I'm just using this as an example. Click on save. And then what I'll do is I'll submit this. I'm sure that this and then click on there, enter in a number, click on send. The form has been successfully sent. If I just refresh this, it's not created one. Let me just double check what that form is doing. I didn't check if it was creating a lead or not. Oh no, it's creating a contact, that's why. So let's just try that again. So in this CRM form, you can create different entities. So we can say creating a lead. So let's just resubmit that. Give this a refresh. So we could put, and just give it a new name. Put a number in and click on send. That will then this time create a new lead. So if we click into here, a new lead will come in, which it has done here, and it should have created a new list item. So if I go into my lists now, click on services and event attendance, you can see the first name that was taken from the lead name that I submitted via the form. And that's how easy it is. So again, for those of you that are new to Bitrix or you don't know that this module exists, Bitrix has a lists module. The list module allows you to create new lists, and a list is essentially a set of fields that you want to collect data for. You can see in this list that we have name and attendee. That's the only fields that we have that we've created. So you would want to you would want to add as many fields as you want in here. The only thing that I would recommend, because it's creating a lead, you might not want the lead to remain in the CRM. So because this is a slight workaround, what we could do is a little bit like we did earlier with the complete CRM form test. We could then just, so we're creating, add a condition in here. So we'll add a condition that when the lead name is equal to, and like we did, so it would, so let's just say it was the test one, but let's just say if it comes from here, it's going to create the list item. And then what I'd recommend doing is deleting it. So delete CRM record. And again, add the condition on, so obviously it doesn't delete every lead that gets created. So if we say lead name is equal to the form that's getting submitted, then that will be it. So it will mean that every form that comes in creates a lead, creates the list item, and then gets deleted. It won't remain in, because you might not want that information inside the CRM. So hopefully that's helped. The lists module in Bitrix is available on the on-prem version, and it's available in the cloud version of Bitrix as well. So click into lists. I think we created a menu item. So you can see in here we've got quite a wide number of lists that we've created. They're a great way of collecting data. Quite a lot of people use them for expenses. So you can see in here the name of the expense, give it a description, the amount, and these can trigger workflows in themselves as well. So do have a look. I think we've added a menu item in here, but if you were to go to employees menu link, click into lists at the top, this is where you'll find them. So employees and then lists. So hopefully that's helped. Can you upload pictures into a deal using the mobile app? Yeah, you can access on the. I don't have the mobile app connected up. I keep saying on these sessions that I will connect it up. So I'll make a note to ensure that we cover the mobile app in next week's episode. But yeah, absolutely, you can access the documents that are on your phone and upload them to Bitrix. So yeah, it's quite good, especially if you're on the road, if you're doing field sales. You might need to take pictures of products or premises. You can do so and then upload via the application. So yeah, certainly. I had a follow-up question just with regards to, is there a limit to the number of CRM forms you can create? No, you can create as many forms as you wish. They're a great way of creating new leads and really simple to use and embed onto your own site. You don't have to use a Bitrix24 site like I showed you a moment ago. You can just use the embed code that Bitrix provides and upload it to and paste it to your, maybe if you've got a WordPress site or something like that, then you can use that. Let's have a look if we've got any more questions coming through. Please do put your questions in the box on YouTube and I can continue. If we don't have to, I think we only have one question remaining from the ones that have come in. But please do ask. It can only stay on as long as the questions keep coming. But if you do have a question during the week, do send them over to sales@intraface.com or myself, Andy, at intraface.com. As I mentioned, for those of you that maybe missed the start, we're gold partners of Bitrix24. And we're here to help. This hour, every Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, is just an hour of support generally. If you've got questions that you don't know where something is in Bitrix or you wonder if it can do it, then I can try and assist you. I don't cover errors, so if you're getting errors inside Bitrix for any unknown reason, it could be a whole range of different reasons. I can't fix errors on these sessions. It will require either Bitrix's help or help from one of our engineers to be able to assist with that. Those are our contact details anyway. We're in the US, the UK and the UAE. And as I mentioned right at the beginning, we offer a whole range of services to ensure that Bitrix is a perfect fit for your organisation, it's implemented and installed correctly, and then you get support after as well. I actually have a couple more. Can I host a system on my own private cloud? So you can host Bitrix, the on-prem version, you can host yourself. We'd usually recommend a virtual instance, so something like AWS on Amazon or Google Compute Engine to be able to host your instance. We host for our on-prem sites for our clients, we host on Google Compute. So it's definitely a good way of doing it. I had a question that cropped up, I think a few weeks ago actually, does Bitrix, and it cropped up this week as well, does Bitrix use two-step authentication? Yeah, and the answer is yes, on both systems. If you go into your profile, click into, I think it's security. Yeah, and you can see here, two-step authentication, not configured. You can connect it up. And if you want to force people to connect up via two-factor authentication, let me just go back to here and just let me show you. Click on connect. These are the instructions that you need to follow. So Bitrix not only has the mobile app, it also has a one-time password application as well. So you can download that, and each time you log in, it will send you your code, give you a time frame to log in, and you can log in securely using that. So it's really good. It's a really good way of doing it. If you do want to force people, click on settings, and then in here, there we go. Make two-step authorization mandatory for all users. Click on that, and then you can give them a window of time to be able to connect up. Okay, so I don't think I've got any more questions. So, like I mentioned, those are our contact details. If you do need any assistance with purchasing Bitrix, if you've got any pre-sales questions, we can arrange online demonstrations with you, no problem. You can get one of our team to do that. We do offer support. Bitrix does have a sale on at the moment as well, back to work sale, as more and more people are returning back to their office. There is a Bitrix24 sale on at the moment, and that covers both the cloud and the on-prem versions. So please do get in touch with us if you are interested in purchasing Bitrix, if you're at a point ready to purchase, because there is a good sale on at the moment. But I think that's it. Thank you very much for your time and your questions. But I will leave it there, and hopefully we'll see you next Thursday at 10 AM Eastern Time. And we also do have webinars, so pop over to the Bitrix24 website and register for the next webinar as well, where we focus on particular modules. Perfect. Thank you very much.